Hi, today I want to address the question why blockchain is not very well implemented in many business applications. And I think one of the key reasons why is that the situation when the terminology is really not clear. So I think everybody has heard the situation when somebody comes and explains the idea like, oh, I want to issue tokens on the blockchain using smart contracts, and oracles, which is also smart contracts, will tell whether these tokens should be redistributed or so on and so forth. And it's not really clear for anybody what should be done, except like technical people that immediately imagine ERC20 tokens and smart contracts that distributes them somehow. But for business people, it's like a magic spell. And when somebody comes to me and asks for to do an estimate for a certain project, I usually ask that person to provide an explanation of the idea without words blockchain, decentralization, tokens, oracles, smart contracts, and so on. And then the person should use only like plain English to explain what should be done. And I believe that's the only way how the documentation can be written. Why is that? First of all, because the terminology is not fully established yet. So for example, when people use word blockchain, they could mean particular Bitcoin blockchain, they could mean Ethereum blockchain, they could mean any other blockchain, the public one, or they can mean a technology or something that they understood as a technology, like the way how to reconcile balances between people or to make trustless payments. That's the definition of blockchain in their heads. Or some startup founder can mean their particular blockchain, their implementation of the blockchain. And basically, if you use the word blockchain to describe all these three realities, you get confused because you never know what exactly the other person has understood. So definition of blockchain that we are using is the method, not even technology, but the method of storage and synchronization of data between parties who do not trust each other. And synchronization means that they kind of run like a consensus protocol and agree on certain things. And storage means that they store transactions and data in a certain order, which is the same for everybody. So basically, and the method could be implemented in variety of ways. And that's why we have Hyperledger Fabric, that's why we have Ethereum, or TokenD, or NEM, or Stellar, and they all implemented a little bit different way according to the business case that will be used in a particular scenario. So with the word smart contract, it's even less obvious what's going on, because people believe that smart contracts are some like magic contracts that execute themselves and they always produce the same result and so on. So basically, smart contract is a normal piece of code that has like if-else clauses, and it's very easy to test whether this piece of code will produce certain result given the certain input. And basically, the difference between paper contract and the smart contracts is that you can really test the code. You can see what will be the outcome, and it's not possible with the paper contracts, obviously. So the why contracts become smart, because if you execute them on many machines and by many users, independent users, and they produce the same result, and these users run a consensus protocol to understand that the result is indeed the same, and then they apply it to their ledger, then the result is considered like smart, and the contract could be considered smart. But the crucial thing is that the ledger to which they apply the results has to be the primary source of information for all of them. Otherwise, like, it doesn't make any sense. They just use temporary database. And the word token is indeed just a technical term. It describes the way to manage accounts in a ledger using like cryptographic keys. So it's the same way as it's done in Bitcoin. So, but token always represents certain asset, whether it's commodity, security, or currency or something else. So the word token should not be used in business at all. You can only use the word cryptocurrency when you mean what you mean, or you can use some digitized ownership right.